Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Effed. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Many companies do this thing nowadays where they sell your personal data. I don't like that many companies sell your personal data. I am old-fashioned. Call me crazy. The only time that I retrieve your personal data is when you explicitly ask me to, and the only person that I sell it to is you. If you need your personal data, you have lost your personal data, you need your personal data, I'll get it back. And I'll delete it right after it's done. The only information that I even need to do this is your name, your phone number, and your email, so I can let you know when it's done. And if you want to leave a fake name, you want to not leave a number or an email, that's fine too. How I'm going to figure out who you are or how to get back to you when I'm done? I don't know. I might take a larger deposit in those cases, but in all seriousness, people have left fake names, numbers, and emails at my business, and I'll tell them, come back around this time. If I can't contact you, obviously, you're going to probably have to be inconvenienced many times in coming back here, but that's fine. I'm okay with respecting your personal privacy. But many companies nowadays are not. Let's talk about one of the companies recently that is started to do more of this. And this is, again, a sign of the times in the fact that our consumer protection law in the country is absolute garbage. This is a page on bestbuy.com. This is a page that says, do not sell my personal information. Now, what I'm going to show you here is what I like to call Schrodinger's roofing. And I'd like to just read this and tell me what you think. Do not sell my personal information. You are opting out of the sale of your personal information. Here's what you need to know. We can best honor this request if you are logged into a Best Buy account. When you submit this request, we'll place a cookie on your browser to opt you out of the sale of your personal information from bestbuy.com. This cookie will only take effect on this device with this browser. If you visit bestbuy.com again with a different device or browser, you will need to make the request again. If you use our mobile app, you'll need to activate the Do Not Sell function of the mobile app. Your submission here won't impact the app. If you later delete or clear Best Buy's opt-out cookie, you'll need to submit a new opt-out request. So there are a number of different problems with this. Firstly, we can best honor this request if you're logged into a Best Buy account. However, when they say that, they're not making it clear about whether or not this is going to follow me after I log out. So are they saying that any time that I wipe the cookies from my browser and log back into bestbuy.com, that I need to then go to this page and send this request again? Or are they saying that I only have to send this request when I'm not logged in? Furthermore, even if I am not logged in, why are you opting me into this shit to begin with rather than it being opt-out? This is what I'd like to call Schrodinger's roofing, because in order to get you to stop selling my personal data, I need to log in. In order to log in, I have to give you my personal data. So to get you to stop selling my personal data, I have to give you my personal data. A chicken and the egg problem. Essentially, you are selling my data in the process of getting me to tell you to not sell my data. What state are we in? Are you selling it or not selling it? Because more and more companies nowadays do this bullshit where in order for you to opt out of this AI shit, you need to log into your account, which requires that you accept the terms and conditions. If I want you to not train AI on my material, I need to hit agree, because there's no fucking disagree button anymore, and go to that section of your website to click on the agreement that I don't want you to sell my data. What happens in the time period between that? Because in the time period in between me clicking that and me navigating over there, again, just saying 2 to 3 gigahertz processors, it seems like you can do tens of millions of processes in that period of time with 10 gigabit per second Ethernet connection. Something tells me that my data will have went around the world 50 times before I can click this. The only reason stuff like this exists is because consumer protection in the United States is a joke. If I try to look through their website, let's just say that I browse through this and even want to figure out that you're doing this, I'm going to have to, scroll to the bottom. Let's see, what do we have here? So we've got contact us, about Best Buy, visit our support center. Where do we have terms and conditions? All right, so notice the size of the font if I want to give them money. This is funny. This is the size of the font to give them money. This is the size of the font if I want to navigate their website and get support. This is the size of the font if I want to know my rights as a consumer. Let's take a look. So we've got terms and conditions, privacy, interest-based ads, state privacy rights, and health data privacy, do not sell, limited use, targeted advertising, opt-out, California supply chain. Okay, I've clicked all of these. Let's see how long it takes me to even find the word sell. Products we sell, offer to sell, do not sell or store. So right now, it's not saying that they're going to sell my info in the first document. Let's go over the next one. This is the Best Buy Privacy Hub, a privacy resource for our customers. I'm just going to search for the word sell. If you are a Nevada resident, you have the right to request Best Buy not sell your personal information. Yeah, but you're not saying that you are. Okay, so your privacy page doesn't even tell me that that's what you're doing. Interest-based ads, we use your browsing information, history, and personal information to display interest-based advertising that's relevant to you. Again, you tell me how I can opt out, but you don't tell me that you're selling my stuff. That's the third one. And let's go to the fourth one. State-specific privacy rights, the word sell, and now the sell word is mentioned 19 times. So do not sell, all this. We do not sell the personal information of consumers under 16. I'm over 18. We do not sell personal information as defined under Virginia or Utah law. I don't know what that is. We do not sell sensitive personal information for cross-context behavioral advertising. Okay, so are you allowed to do it for non-cross context? Like, we do not sell sensitive personal information. Who defines the word sensitive? We may have disclosed personal information about you with the following categories: our affiliates, joint marketing partners, business networks, social media networks, third-party marketing partners, and oh my God. So you literally have a fucking table. So I have to decipher a fucking table to figure out what you're selling on me. Let's go through this. Our joint marketing partners, yes. Identifiers, yes. Commercial information. Profile inferences to affiliates, profile inferences to affiliates, identifiers to affiliates, commercial information to affiliates, internet and other electronic-based network activity for social media network, business partners, third-party marketing partners, commercial identifiers, identifying profile inference. I have to click through 4 different terms of services on their website to figure out what they sell on me. This is not even included in the privacy policy page. I have to go to another page that is titled My Rights Based on My State. Best part. Some of these requests. Watch this. Do you want to limit our use of sensitive personal information? The process to exercise your right to limit use of sensitive personal information is easy to do. Complete the intake form. Confirm that you are a resident of California. Submit your request. In other words, the only way that we are not going to opt you into this by default is if you prove to us that the state that you live in has made it illegal to do so. If the state that you live in has made it illegal to roofie you, we will not roofie you. Otherwise, we will roofie you. If you clear the cookies in your browser, we will roofie you. If you want to log into the mobile app, you need to activate the do not sell function of the mobile app. Even if you are logged into bestbuy.com with Lewis@rossmangroup.com, my address saved, my name saved, my fucking credit card saved, because you sure as shit are more than happy to save my goddamn credit card information from the website to the fucking mobile app, you pieces of shit. You can remember my fucking credit card number so that I can buy shit easier, but you can't somehow transfer the preference to not sell my mobile data. Fuck you. This is something that has become so fucking common in modern day society, and I'm so fucking sick of it. And the only reason that we have even come to this point is because consumer protection is a joke. You don't want your data sold when you're driving your car? Fuck you. They are going to sell your personal data to LexisNexis so that LexisNexis can sell it to an insurance company so that some bullshit AI bot that is literally illegal to trust to drive. Full self-driving on a Tesla is sadly the closest we have to this shit, and it's fucking garbage, is going to figure out when you brake really hard in your car whether or not that was appropriate. If there's a drunk driver in front of you that has done something stupid and crashed, and you smash on your brakes responsibly because you do not want to hit that fucking drunk driver, apparently what that means is that you're an irresponsible driver. They're going to sell that information without your consent to a fucking insurance company who's then going to raise your rates. They know the speed that you've driven, where you've driven to, whether you've driven through a bad neighborhood, whether or not you've made a turn a little bit too hard. They're going to make sure to sell your data when you're using your fucking television. And just like this, it's opt out, not opt in. They're going to be able to tell what you're watching, what your name is based on you logging into accounts. You're going to need to log into accounts on your television, because if you don't log into the account on your fucking television, you can't watch what you paid for in 4K. And people wonder why I get pissed off that when I pay extra for 4K, I can't watch it on my fucking computer. That's not going to sell my personal information. That's not going to see what I watch when I go outside of Netflix or the bullshit platform that I have logged into. I do not ever let this piece of shit connect to the internet. Your phone carrier is selling your personal data. Not only is it opt out rather than opt in, but in violation of their own privacy policy and in violation of the law. So even if you say, well, that privacy policy at Best Buy's site is difficult to find, you have to read through 4 of them, it doesn't even matter because they don't even have to listen to their privacy policies. Because if they disregard their privacy policy and they decide that they are going to break the law in addition to it, they're going to get fined 0.02% of their net profit for the year. Read the FCC documents. I'm not making this up. I provide sources for everything. The problem here, as I've always mentioned before, if you've done something wrong, but you don't know what the punishment is going to be, in your imagination, you're going to build that up into something horrible. That's what humans do. Before we know what the punishment is for what we've done, we're going to be kind of scared of it. However, if the punishment for what we've done is literally nothing, where the FTC finds a company like Weber Grills and Harley Davidson, $0 for breaking the law, their press release says we can fine them to somewhere around $35,000 per instance of you breaking this law, and they get fined nothing. Do you know what that tells Harley Davidson? Do you know what that tells Weber Grills? Do you know what that tells AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, Best Buy? Oh yeah, I'm going to sell more people's data. Wait, you're saying that I can add 5 to 20% to my revenue, and I have to pay 0.02% of my net profit? Ka-ching. And why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? At this point, most of these companies nowadays, due to the lack of consumer protection in America, are doing this. The South Park Cable Company CEO. And it's about time that we respond back by doing a little bit more of this to both the companies and the legislators, and above all, the consumer protection agencies that will allow this to continue to happen. It will continue to happen. We will be at a point, if this continues 3 or 5 or 10 or 15 years down the line, where there is no such thing as privacy. There are always data breaches. There are always data leaks. There's always going to be something where some hacker finds something and it is patched later. If these companies continue to collect all of this personal data on us, at some point in time, something that we would prefer to have been private is not going to be private. It will be known by the world. I'm telling you, I'm waiting for the data breach. I'm waiting for the day where there's a website where you have a list of literally everybody on planet Earth, and then you have every single thing that has ever been included in a data breach. There are Google conversations on Google Hangouts from 5 or 10 years ago. The time that you bought some sort of weird extra vibrating dildo from BestBuy.com. There's going to be something. The time that you bought that Tori Amos DVD from BestBuy.com, and you weren't kind of confident enough in your masculinity yet to admit it like I am. In Final Fantasy IX, the crystal was seen as the root of all life, and Necron was seen as representing the end, the root of all death. Here, when you take a look at what Best Buy is using your information for, and what many others are using your information for, the root of all of our problems is with advertising. When you are advertising, you want to be able to advertise to the exact person that's most likely to buy your product. And there are many tools nowadays that allow you to figure out as much as humanly possible on somebody to figure out if you are actually paying for an ad to show up in front of somebody that is likely to buy your product. The best way to get rid of this, if the FTC, if the FCC, if state, local, and federal consumer protection agencies will do nothing, is to starve the beast. Utilize ad blockers whenever possible. Use Pi-hole. Use PF Blocker NG on your pfSense router. Use Brave browser with Shields turned on. Use LibreWolf browser with uBlock Origin installed. Block as many ads as humanly possible, as often as humanly possible. You think blocking ads on mobile is impossible because Firefox and Chrome don't allow you to install plugins like uBlock Origin on mobile? The fuck you can't! Brave browser's Shields work on mobile, and I'm sure there are other solutions if you do the research. Learn what the solutions are so that you never have to see an ad again. People are going to say, well, how are content creators going to get paid? How is this news website going to get paid? How am I going to get paid? Bro, we live in a world where washing machines collect your personal data. I think we've got some bigger fish to fry than how is Lewis going to make money for ranting into a camera. How about we think about the benefit of the future of society and the benefit that will come to us as a result of having our privacy back, the misery that we will mitigate when these companies don't have every single piece of our personal data that gets leaked in a data breach, over whether or not this particular content creator or this particular news website or this particular musician is going to get paid. How about we pay them with our money? If you find a good, a service, or a piece of art valuable, pay them out of your own money. Stop relying on this bullshit. Stop relying on this entire abusive system that takes as much from you as it can, which I guarantee you in the long run will be much more costly to you than any of the money you would have spent on these goods, products, or services. I have 2 million subscribers, and I recognize that the benefit to all of society when the death of the advertising industry occurs, when this root of all EULA roofing, all privacy violations is dead, is greater than my own personal benefit. That is more important than my bank account. Living in a world where my washing machine, my vacuum cleaner, my car, my fucking air conditioner are not collecting my personal data is more important to me than making money off of a YouTube video. Block every ad. Teach your friends and your family how to do so. I taught my dad how to use uBlock Origin. If I can teach a 75-year-old man that used to have arguments with Microsoft Word back in 1997 how to block ads, then you can too. It is your moral and ethical duty as a citizen of the United States of America or whatever country that you live in. It is your patriotic duty to be a part of destroying this industry. It is the root of all privacy violations. It is the root cause of all of these sites opting you into stealing and selling as much of your personal data as possible. If they had none of your personal data, they would have nothing to opt you into, and therefore nothing to sell. Let's be real. Do you watch commercials? Be honest with me. In your heart of hearts, when's the last time that you saw a commercial, that you saw a banner ad, that you saw some spam email and thought, wow, that's something I really want to buy? Fuck this. Let's get rid of this. It is 2024. There are millions upon millions of better ways to figure out what a good product is to the audience of people, the specific demographic that wants to purchase that particular product or service without spamming the fuck out of you. And it's about time we take action and do something about it. This is what you actually can do. People always say, well, you talk about this problem. What is the solution? Our consumer protection agencies are not going to do anything. If I say I'm not going to buy from that company, then I'm opting out of society. Start by opting out of what you can opt out of. Ads. I'm trying to get people to understand that their consumer rights have been being violated for a long time. And when I say that things are going to get worse, I'm not saying this from the standpoint of some sort of slippery slope fallacy. I have the evidence. I have the receipts. This channel, for 12 years, has gone over your decline and your ability to fix what you bought and paid for. It goes over the decline in your ability to say that you own what you bought and paid for. It goes over the complete lack of privacy almost anywhere nowadays, and the fact that you are going to be opted into it by default. It's not a fallacy if you have evidence, receipts, and it's true. And at this point, I'm honestly thinking of actually trying to take all these videos I've done over the past 12 years and condense them into separate video playlists, take all the sources out of them, and then turn it into a wiki. I might ask for help in my Matrix or Discord with this at some point. It's going to be a really, really large project to do, but I want to actually start archiving this. I save all the data. I do not make this shit up. In my video, again, you're going to see a lot of people on YouTube. They talk a bunch of shit. They show you on screen one crappy article from a shit webzine or blog, and then that's it. I include it. Every single one. Every single one. I actually want to make a wiki of all this. And at some point, I'm probably going to make an official announcement and ask for your help in doing so. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.